Hello, the second team we'll be looking at is South Africa, who are returning to the World Cup for the first time since their home one in 2010. With that said, here are the goalkeepers. Bafana have been looking as though they're in some of the best form we have seen from them, and it all begins with their definite number one and captain, Ronwen Williams. The 34-year-old Ronwen is one of the most experienced squad members for South Africa. But still, like every other player in this squad, it will be his first World Cup, as the nation has had a large gap between appearances. He is currently playing domestically for Mamelodi Sundowns, where he has 7 clean sheets with 7 goals conceded in 14 matches. Arguably in better form overall, the backup goalkeeper for Bafana should be Sipho Chain. Since joining Orlando Pirates in 2022, Sipho has been one of the most successful and consistent goalkeepers domestically, but hasn't yet had many opportunities with the national team, only amassing 2 caps so far, for the first of which came not too long ago in September of 2023. For club, Sipho has 12 clean sheets and only 5 goals conceded in 16 matches. There are a few options for third choice keepers, but in this case I'll be going with Ricardo Gose. Having made 6 appearances for South Africa to date, I think he will be a capable third choice keeper who shouldn't have to see any time on the pitch, but if he did, he would do just fine. For Siwalele in club, Ricardo has 7 clean sheets with 12 goals conceded in 16 matches. So that's it for the goalkeepers. I'll see you next time for the centre backs. Tossians! Hello, today we will be looking at the centre backs. I'm sorry if I get any pronunciations wrong, I will try my best. In my opinion, the most obvious of the starting centre backs is Siyabonga Nezana. The 28-year-old has been in good form for the national team as of late, and hopefully that will only continue. One of the few South Africans playing outside of the domestic league, Siyabonga plays in Romania for FCSB. This unique experience should help with leading in a highly competitive tournament such as this. The youthful Mbegazeli Mbokazi should make his way into the other starting centre-back role, as he did at AFCON. The 20-year-old has been highly impressive in the early stages of his career, which has already earned him a move to the Chicago Fire in the MLS, and I can only see this tournament helping him go further, as with good performances at the World Cup, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a move into Europe. 30-year-old Nkosinathi CBC will no doubt make the South African squad, but likely only as a backup and a rotational player. He currently plays domestically for Orlando Pirates, but does have 20 caps for the national team, which is crucial experience that Bafana will draw on, especially in mentoring the young Mbokazi. Another depth centre-back option will be Thabo Molosane. The 26-year-old who plays for Stellenbosch domestically has made 5 caps to date for Bafana, but if you were to reasonably suggest he doesn't make the squad, I wouldn't put any protest. But with the lack of options South Africa has, I feel he will make his way to being on the plane. Maybe the most surprising defensive call-up will be that of Grant Kekana, as although some may disagree, I think all that South Africa will be looking to get out of their 5th choice centre-back is experience, and at 33, Grant has that. With 16 caps to his name to date, this number will probably stay the same, but don't let that make you think he can't still help the squad. He currently plays domestically for Mamelodi Sundowns. With that said, Tossians, see you with the fullbacks. Welcome back. In South Africa Part 3, we'll be looking at the fullbacks. At starting left back, the 21-year-old Samukelo Kabini should win the spot and a chance to prove himself on the biggest stage. With only 4 caps, some may say he's inexperienced, but in my opinion, as one of the few players with European experience in this squad, he is the perfect addition for a team that is going to be underdogs against pretty much everyone they will come up against. On the other side of the pitch, Koliso Mudau is likely to be the starting right back, as with 31 games of experience on the national level, it makes him a highly reliable option for manager Hugo Broos. Playing domestically for arguably South Africa's most successful team in the modern era in Mamelodi Sundowns, Mudau will be an important defensive piece for Bafana. Mudau's club fullback partner, Aubrey Modiba, will be unlucky to miss out on a starting position, as despite having more caps than both starters combined and having a connection to the right-sided fullback, the rise of young Kabini is undeniable, and he will, in my opinion, stop Modiba from making his way into the starting left-back position, and instead relegate him to a backup job. The backup right back, on the other hand, doesn't have much of an argument to start, but that doesn't mean that Tabang Matuludi is not a capable player. 27-year-old Matuludi has totaled 4 caps since his first in June 2024, being used exclusively as a squad player in all international windows for the most part. I expect that to continue, as although his form at Polokwane City has been good so far, it hasn't been to the level that would warrant more game time. So that's it for the fullbacks. See you next time with the midfielders. Tosians. Hallo, hoe gaan dit met jou vandaag? Today we'll be looking at the midfielders. The only of the midfielders I'm selecting that plays abroad is Shepepelo Situle of Tondela in Liga Portugal. The more defensively minded 26-year-old will surely start due to his European experience, as he has done in most of Bafana Bafana's recent games, including at the recent AFCON. With 25 caps so far, it wouldn't be stupid to suggest that this total will most definitely go up at the World Cup barring an injury. With South Africa often opting to start games with 2 defensive midfield pivots, I expect the second of these spots to be filled by one of the squad's most capped players in Teboho Mokoena. The Mamelodi Sundowns CDM with 52 caps should be increasing this total at his first World Cup, and with this will also hope to take Bafana Bafana to an unlikely knockout round appearance. The last starting midfield role, which is an attacking one, is the hardest to choose, as it's probably the most inconsistent game over game in the team. On this occasion, though, I will give the slight edge to Sipho Mbule, who has seemed to have more of the manager's favour in recent windows. Playing domestically for Orlando Pirates, his form has been in question, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if he is on the bench. With a lack of quality, his experience with the national team should keep him in the squad even at his lowest. Should Mbule be demoted, the obvious replacement is his clubmate Talente Mbata, who has seen starter duty rotated to himself more frequently in recent times. The 25-year-old isn't exactly a like-for-like replacement for Mbule, though, as he is a more versatile but less attacking option who has seen better form for club, and does have a better scoring record for the national team in only one more appearance. The final midfielder I have making my squad is Batusi Ubas. The defensive-minded midfielder should be a perfectly capable depth player should something happen to one of the starters. The 30-year-old has made 17 caps to date and will likely only be used as a substitute, if at all, but that's all that is needed out of him. Tosiens, see you next time for the wingers. Hallo, hoe gaan dit met jou vandaag? Today we'll be looking at the wingers for the South African squad. The 21-year-old Relebohile Mofokeng should make his way to this tournament being the first choice left winger. This will be a good opportunity to gain some experience and maybe even bag a few goals for this young Orlando Pirates winger, who should be a key member of the future of this South African football renewal that has started with a return to the World Cup. Mofokeng is pretty versatile across the front line, but is preferred on the left wing, so it is likely he will remain there. Originally a left winger as well, but with the rise of his both club and national teammate, Mofokeng, Oswin Apollos will likely line up in the starting right wing position, like he often does for club. A tad more experienced at 24, he has amassed 23 caps and 7 goals, which he will hope to expand on at the tournament. And with group opponents such as Mexico and South Korea, it isn't unlikely that he could make this happen. Despite being selected in recent squads, Chandre Campbell is yet to make a senior national team appearance, but this will likely change in a friendly leading up to the tournament. The 20-year-old is a part of the Belgian outfit Club Brugge's youth system and has the opportunity to be the next big thing for South Africa, and hopefully he gets the chance to show his talents at the World Cup. As a substitute, he is versatile across both wings, although the right is his preferred, so expect to see him getting some late game minutes there if he doesn't get to play. Another winger from the Orlando Pirates system that will make this squad is Shepang Moremi, who with the ability to play across both wings and as an attacking midfielder should be a valuable squad piece to use in games where Bafana Bafana are chasing a late goal. The last winger for this squad will be the young Mohal Nkota. The Saudi Pro League winger who plays for Al Attifaq has seen more chances since his move abroad, and Kota predominantly plays on the right side but can play centrally as a striker if needed, which will be valuable for Bafana Bafana team that may need some goals off the bench at various points throughout the tournament. So that's it for the wingers. Tossy ends. See you next time for the strikers. Welcome back. Today we'll be looking at the strikers for Bafana Bafana. Aside from the captain, Lyle Foster is easily the first name on the team sheet. The 25-year-old striker currently plays at the arguably highest league level in football of the Premier League, and although it's for a relegation fodder Burnley, it's no small feat. If anyone is going to be able to bag important goals for South Africa that could get them a surprise knockout round appearance, it would be Lyle. Already with 10 goals in 27 games for Bafana Bafana, I'll be betting on him getting at least one goal at his first World Cup. The last of many Mamelodi Sundowns players I have in this squad will be Ikram Reyners. The 30-year-old striker has been a consistent backup for Lyle Foster for the national team, and this won't change for this World Cup. He has been in good form for club this season, which will see him easily retain his spot in the squad. The final player and striker in this squad is the Orlando Pirates striker Evidence Magopa. A more youthful backup should be looking to draw experience from this tournament that he could use to boost his career. If he does get any minutes on the field, he would have the ability to change the game because he does have 6 goals in his 24 caps, most of which are bench appearances. So, that's it for South Africa. See you next time where we'll be diving into the South Korean national team.